Okie dokie. So come and stand at the front of your mat. So we're going to warm up, like I said, with some nice gentle sun salutations. I say gentle, never sure you can ever call them gentle really, but they're a nice warm up for the whole body. And then we're going to get into our hips and into our lower back and do some twisting. So come and stand at the front of your mat. Have your feet about hip distance apart and just settle into your feet. Just feel yourself rocking forwards and backwards gently from your toes to your heels, lifting the toes off the floor, creating space in the toes. And then come to a point where you can feel still and centered. And then just bring your awareness to the length through your spine. So feel like you're pulling the floor. I know this sounds crazy, but feel like you're pulling the floor into your feet. So the best way I can describe to do that is lift your toes, lift up your kneecaps and thighs, so your thighs are really engaged, like you're pulling your knees up, and then feel your core engaged. So pull in on your lower navel area, feel your back lengthen, and then take that length all the way up your spine, up and out through the crown of the head, and just let your arms hang by your sides, nice and heavy. And just take some nice long deep breaths there. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Just a couple more in your own time. And then on your next in-breath, just reach your arms forwards and up as you breathe in. Bring the fingertips together, reach up, look up, and exhale. Bend from the hips, bend your knees if you need to. Take your fingers forwards, lengthen through those arms. Take your hands towards the mat, turn your head towards your knees. And we're just going to hang here for a couple of breaths, just settling into the hamstrings. Breathing into your nose and out through your mouth. And still keep that sense of pulling the floor into your feet. Feel the length through the back of the legs. And imagine you're breathing in through the soles of your feet, all the way up your legs. And just feel like the breath is washing out through the spine and out through the crown of your head. So yeah, just visualize that. Close your eyes if that helps you to visualize better. And then when you're ready, swallow those arms forwards. As you inhale, come all the way up again. Reach up, palms together. And exhale, palms back down by your sides. And let's go again. Inhale, reach forwards and up. Look up, fingertips touch. Exhale, melt forwards. Take the arms forwards, fingertips touch the floor. Bend your knees if you need to. And then nice long inhale as you lengthen your spine forward, face looking down at the mat. And then exhale, hands come to the mat, step back into your first high plank position. Push out through the heels of the feet. And then first one, take your knees to the floor, keep your elbows glued in as you lower all the way down to the mat. Release your toes, inhale, lift and open the chest, baby cobra. And exhale, let's take it back to extended child's pose. Lengthen out through the arms. And take some nice long deep breaths. If you can allow the bottom to find the heels of your feet, let it do so. And then let the forehead rest on the floor if you can. And then looking towards your hands, coming up onto your knees, and inhale, walk your feet to your hands, lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, swoop those arms forwards, coming all the way up, look up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Let's go again. Inhale, reach forwards and up, look up. Exhale, melt forwards, fingertips first, finding the mat, head to knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine, face looks down. And exhale, step back for another high plank. Push out through the heels of the feet, find your stability. and then lower down. So options, take the knees down again or a full press up position. Come all the way down, release the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Push into the tops of the feet, allow your bottom to relax. Exhale. You can take extended child's pose or you can lift up into your down facing dog. And let's take some nice, long, deep breaths. So keep some nice space between your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Gently draw the belly towards the spine and open up the backs of the legs. Feel as if your upper body's falling into your arms. So the shoulders really open as wide as you can. And then when you're ready to move, looking forwards, inhale, walk or step your feet forwards, lengthen your spine again. And exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, take those arms forward, coming all the way up, look up. And exhale, arms by your sides. Let's go again. Inhale, reaching forwards, looking up. Exhale, melt forwards, take your arms forward, hands find the floor, head towards your knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, step back, high plank. Lower down to your push-up position. Bring the knees down if you want to. Now, if you are in a full push-up, you can hover here for a moment and then push forward with your toes. Inhale, up facing dog or take baby cobra. If you're an up dog, try and keep your thighs off the floor. Just the tops of the feet touch. Exhale, roll over the toes, draw the belly to the spine and take your down facing dog or extended child's pose and just breathe. I'm just going to pop and have a look, see where you all are. Good. Keep breathing. Keep the head soft, keep drawing the chin towards the chest, so the head's heavy. Lovely, and then when you're ready, inhale, walk or step your feet forwards, lengthen your spine. And exhale, draw your head back to your knees. Inhale, take the arms forwards, reach up, look up. And exhale, arms by your sides. Okay, so we're going to vary it a little bit this time. So inhale, take your arms up again, look up. And exhale, sweep the arms down, head towards your knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine as you look forwards. And exhale, hop or a step back, lower down to your push-up position. Inhale, lift and open the chest, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back into extended child's pose. Just take a couple of breaths. And then look to your hands, coming up onto all fours, and then step your right foot through to your right hand. And we're going to come up into a lunge position. So place your hands onto the top of the right knee and just settle in here. Just allow the shoulders to relax and sink into your hips as deeply as you can. So you can sometimes feel quite tight on the left hip flexor in the front of that left hip area, or you might have tension coming through onto the outside of the right thigh. So just be aware of what's going on for you. And with each out breath, just feel as if you can sink or let go a little bit more. And just look for anywhere you're holding tension. It might be in the face, in the shoulders. And just try and release into it. Let it go. Good. And then from here, we're going to move straight into a twist. So take your left arm to the outside of that right leg. So just notice I've got my elbow kind of on the outside of my knee, hand coming towards the bottom. Right hand comes to the lower back. So we're just going to stay here. Nice, easy twist for a couple of breaths. And keep pushing the right hand into the lower back and lifting that right shoulder away from your right ear. And keep drawing that right thigh in towards your center. Nice long deep breaths. And then unwind, take your hands back to the mat and step back into your down facing dog. Take a couple of nice long deep breaths here. And then look into your hands. Inhale, you can hop, step, or walk your feet forwards, lengthen your spine. And exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, swoop your arms forward, reach up, look up. And exhale, arms by your sides. Let's go again. Inhale, reaching forwards and up, look up. Exhale, melting forwards, hands to floor, head to knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hop, step or walk back, lower down into your push-up position. Inhale, baby cobra or up facing dog. And exhale, knees down, take it back into extended child's pose. And just take a couple of nice long deep breaths. Looking forwards, coming up into all fours and step your left foot through to your left hand and then make your way up to your lunge position. So again, just allow yourself to sink down into it with each out breath. And just be aware of how that right hip flexor feels through the front of that right hip. And just be aware of any tension you're holding that doesn't need to be held. And even play with your feet here, you know, like lift your toes up on the supporting front leg and even lift the back toes away from the mat on the back leg. Just see if that shifts anything into how your muscles realign. Just have a play. Just brings you really present into your body, noticing what's there with some really small movements. And then from here, let's go into that twist. I'm going to turn and face you so I don't turn away. So from your lunge, you take your right arm around that leg, line the elbow up with the right knee. Fingertips come around to where your buttocks is, left hand onto the lower back, looking over your left shoulder. So keep squeezing the left thigh into your center and keep lifting that left shoulder away from your ear. Good, and then from there, unraveling and take it back into your down facing dog. Take some nice long deep breaths. And then look into your hands, ready to hop, step or walk forwards, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, take your arms forwards and up, look up. And exhale, arms by your sides. Okay, hopefully you've warmed up nicely now. So we're going to step our right leg back and just take your feet so they're wide enough like they're on a railway track, or as wide apart as your mat if you want to. And try and get that back foot down onto the mat. So just take as long distance as you can to keep that back foot down behind you. Place your hands onto your hips and exhale, fold forwards to halfway. Now you can put a little bend in that front knee if you need to, if it feels it's putting too much tension onto that front leg. Breathe and hold. And then when you feel comfortable, take your hands down onto your shin, or maybe they can come to the floor. But keep lengthening through the spine. So be really mindful here of your feet again. Keep pushing the floor away through the soles of your feet. So the feet are really active. And then keep lengthening the crown of your head away from your tailbone. So it's like your tailbone's lengthening one way and the crown of the head's lengthening the other. Nice long deep breaths. Okay, from there we're going to go into reverse triangle. We did this a few weeks ago. It's going to be quite a challenge for your balance. So just tune into what you need. Put a slight bend in the front knee to start off with if you've not got one there already. And bring your right hand onto your left ankle or onto the outside of that right foot if it goes. Left hand onto the lower back and then push your right hand into your ankle or onto the floor, and then use that to twist and lengthen and look up towards your left shoulder. And if you want to, you can take the left hand up to the ceiling, lifting out through the fingertips. Keep drawing the left hip into center, don't let it swing out. Keep drawing it in, keep your stomach engaged, and keep lengthening out through the crown of the head. So there's a lot going on in this pose, a lot to focus on. So just keep thinking length up, length across the mat, and focusing on your twist. So length through the spine, length from the floor to the hand, and then turn to look at your foot. Untwist, and then step it back into your down facing dog. And just pedal out through the backs of the legs. Nice long deep breaths. Keep looking for space between the shoulders. And then look to your hands. Option, step, hop, or walk your feet forwards, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, lengthen forwards, reach up, look up. And exhale, arms by your sides. So we're going to do that on the other side. So stepping your left foot back, right foot stays forward. Nice long stance. Just settle in, make sure that back heel's down. And then folding from the hips, come halfway. And really, the reason I ask you to keep your hands on your hips here is so you can feel that your both hip bones are pointing down towards the floor. They're not swinging up or down or becoming uneven. And then when you feel you've got that, place your hands onto your shin or just below the knee or onto the floor if you can. And just settle into the stretch. Nice long deep breaths. And then to come into that reverse triangle, take the left hand onto the right ankle or onto the outside of that right foot. And right hand comes up onto the lower back and you're looking over your right shoulder. Option then to take the right hand up to the ceiling and keep that right hip drawing into the center. Don't let it swing out. Keep lifting up and lengthening through your spine as you breathe. Good, turn to look at the foot. Take your hands back, either side of your foot, and then step back into your down facing dog. And just take a few nice long deep breaths. And just feel if the heels of your feet are becoming a little bit closer towards the ground now. And quite a lot of strength, lengthening out through the backs of the legs. Hopefully the shoulders are feeling more open, the arms are lengthening. And then look to your hands. So option, hop, step, walk, whatever was good for you. Feet forwards, lengthen the spine. And exhale, take your head to your knees. Inhale, swoop the arms forwards and up, look up. And arms back by your sides. Okay, so let's take those arms forwards again. Look up, take the arms forwards. Exhale, folding forwards, bending at the hips, head to your knees. And then from there, we're going to step that right foot back and take the back knee down to the mat and back into that lunge position. Place your hands onto your left thigh and sink down. And again, because this is the second time you've been here this evening, just feel if anything's changed, if anything's shifting. And again, play with your feet, lifting the toes. Just also, you know, move around in your hips as well. So really checking that you're in alignment. Often our brains will tell ourselves we're in alignment, but actually we're not, because we're so used to being in a slightly different position. Our gyroscope will say we're looking straight on and actually we might be a bit twisted. So just feel where feels good for you. Now take your hands down to the mat, either side of your foot, and I'm going to invite you to start to straighten that front leg. So this is Ardha Hanumasana, the half monkey pose. So that front leg doesn't have to get straight, you just want to feel a really good stretch through the back of the leg. We've warmed the hamstring up, so hopefully it's feeling a little more comfortable than if you've gone into this earlier. And just keep breathing. So sometimes the reason I'll hold you in a stretch longer is if we're really looking at progressing our flexibility, you need to hold a stretch for at least 30 seconds. And it doesn't sound like a long time, but if it's a stretch that you find particularly uncomfortable, you soon start to count quickly. And these hip stretches can be like that for a lot of people. So if you are noticing you're feeling uncomfortable, just embrace it, keep breathing. Remember, it will end, it will pass. And if you need to back off slightly, do, but just keep stretching the best you can. Good. And then from there, we're going to move forward into lizard pose. So just walk your left foot out slightly wider on your mat and allow your hands to come, your left hand to come inside that left foot, and your right hand is still directly below your right shoulder. So this might be a deep enough stretch. If you want to go a little bit further, maybe you can come down, just start bending the elbows in underneath you, and maybe you can find your forearms find the floor. So just do what feels good for you, but be mindful of what that left leg is doing. So don't let the left knee swing out to the side or let the foot come off the floor. The foot is firmly down, the knee is squeezing into that left shoulder, and your face is looking down at the mat. So lots of options, right up here, onto the hands, halfway, or all the way down. And just breathe. So if you're on your forearms, just make your way back onto your hands. And start walking your left foot over towards your right hand. And move your left hand over to the side. And then bring that left foot over, maybe as wide as your mat. Make sure the sole of the foot is pointing, so it's lining up with the edge of the mat. And then start to bring that knee down towards the mat as well. So we're coming into pigeon pose. Now be really mindful here of that left knee. So if this foot needs to come lower down for that hip to open, then do whatever feels right for you. You don't want to overstrain that left knee. And you're looking to bring both hip bones so that they're facing the mat, okay? And then just work your hands back towards your feet. So we're in a pigeon pose, but we're nice and upright. So in a slight back bend here, keep engaging that back leg down to the mat. So feel the top of the foot pushing into the floor. It will just support the posture. And then allow that left hip to really open. And then if it feels okay for you, come down onto your forearms. Or if you want to, you can come all the way down and rest your head onto your hands. So you should be feeling a deep stretch on the outside of your left buttock. And you want your right foot, the sole of the foot, to be flexing. So the toes are flexing back towards the knee. So the sole of the foot is open towards the edge of the mat. And then just let go and relax and breathe. Again, I'm going to come and have a little peek. Good, I'm seeing some nice even hips there from what I can see. It's always hard on camera. So just make sure you're not falling to one side. Make sure that both hip bones are level. Good, and then walk your hands back in towards you. Tuck your back toes and push up into your down facing dog. And take a couple of nice, long, deep breaths. And from here, we're just going to transition straight to the other side. So look to your hands, and you're going to step your right foot forwards towards your right hand. Bring the back knee down and come up into that initial lunge pose. So hands are on the thigh, and again, just notice. Notice what's going on for you. Have a play. Make sure you're really connected with your body, noticing what's going on from the inside. And just adjust anything that's getting your attention if you need to. When we start exploring like this, it's a bit like peeling an onion. So sometimes you think, oh yeah, I've just noticed that. And oh yeah, I tweaked that and that felt better. And then you notice something else. It's the gift that keeps on giving. There's always something more to discover. Or even when you find your way into a new posture that you've been working on for a time, then there's something else that comes up again. So it's never ending, the journey of discovery into ourselves. So bring your hands either side of your foot, and again I invite you just to start to straighten that front leg as much as you can. So again, make sure that hip is staying into the center line, it's not swinging out away from you. Keep the right foot planted down onto the mat and just breathe into it. Keep pushing down into that back foot, that back leg. Just see if that changes anything, whether it supports you to move a little bit deeper. If it doesn't do anything for you, then just stop doing it. Again, it's your body, you explore. And then working yourself back forward, bending that front knee, wiggle that right foot out to the side a little bit more, bring that right hand inside the right foot. So the first option, stay here in a high lizard, bending the knee, bending the elbows, I should say, and underneath you, maybe coming halfway, or if you can, bringing the elbows all the way down to the mats. But just notice what happens if you do find yourself working low. Just check that that right leg doesn't start swinging away from you. Keep hugging it in towards your shoulder. And breathe. And working your way back up onto your hands and start to move that right foot over towards your left hand, coming onto the edge of the right foot, so that the right knee can come down and find the mat. And again, just check that knee's okay. Allow that foot to slide down as much as you need to. And then focus on the hips. So the hips level, looking down towards the mat. Push into your fingertips, lengthen up through the spine. Keep working that back leg strong down into the mat. And then your options, melting forwards onto the forearms or lengthening all the way out so the forehead comes down onto the arms. Again, just explore, feel that deep, deep stretch through the outside of this right buttock. So for any of you that like to have a run, which I do, I run quite a lot. So these stretches that I'm showing you, these last three moves in particular, are my go-to after I've been for a run. And they always keep everything moving nicely, touch wood, and just make sure you keep good flexibility. And it only takes about 5 or 10 minutes post-run just to run through them. Good, and then slowly coming back up onto your hands, tucking the back foot and lift back up into your down facing dog. Oh, and again, just pedal out through the feet. Keep the energy lifting through the hands, through the backs of the legs. Let the head be heavy. Feel the soles of the feet naturally wanting to come down to find the floor. Good, and from there, looking forwards, and you can just bend your knees towards the front of the mat, crossing the legs and coming into a seated position. Good, okay. It's amazing where the time goes. So we've got just under 10 minutes left. So just one more pose here, and then we're going to come down and make our way to the floor. So bring your right foot in towards you. Allow the right knee to come out to the side. Sole of the foot pushing into the inside of the thigh. Inhale, lengthen up through your arms. Exhale, melt forwards. So the arms lead, the chest and the head follow, and just come and rest wherever you can. So whether it's up on the thigh, on the shin, just melt into it. Keep pushing that right foot into that left thigh. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Make sure the back of the head is long, chin's tucked in. And then inhale, lengthen forward, same way as you went in. Come all the way back up. And exhale, release. Straighten the right leg out, draw the left foot in. Left knee comes out to the side. Sole of the foot onto the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, arms come forwards, lengthen up. Exhale, lengthen, fold. And just take it as deeply as you can. Hopefully those hamstrings are feeling nice and open, working deeply. Keep breathing, nice long deep breaths. Good, lengthen forwards with those arms. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, bring the arms down by your sides. Extend those legs out in front of you. And we're just going to counter pose. I'm turning around so you can see me. Bring the fingertips in so they're pointing towards your bottom. Push into the hands. Lift and open the chest. And then using your hands and your hips, lift up as high as you can. Drop the head back. And let's take 5 breaths if we can. Keep lifting. Lift from the hips, lift through the hands. See if your toes can find the mat. And then exhale, slowly, slowly lowering down. Good. Just bring your knees up. Give yourself a hug. And then put on something warm if you want to, and slowly make your way down onto your back. And just check in with yourself as you lie down. Bring your knees to your chest once more. Just give yourself a hug lying here, rocking, rolling from side to side. And then place the feet onto the floor. And just notice how your back feels here. And then just really naturally let the right foot slide away from you. Let it find the right corner of your mat. Left foot follows and does the same. And allow your arms just to spread away from your body. And just allow the hands to be heavy as they find the floor. Let the feet be heavy. Imagine those little toes are really opening, wanting to find the mat. If you haven't done so already, just closing your eyes, bringing your awareness completely in. And just let your breath be easy, relaxed, soft. And with each out breath, just feel your body relaxing deeper still. Just surrender and let go. Almost like you're melting into your mat. And in your mind's eye, just allow yourself to take yourself to a beautiful beach that you've been on before. And imagine you're lying on that beach, feeling the sun on your face, hearing the gentle sound of the waves washing up onto the shore. And as you lie there, just feel your body sinking deeper and deeper into that beach. You feel really safe, you feel really warm, really at peace and relaxed. And as you relax on your beach, allow the warmth in your body to heal all of your cells, bringing new energy, restoring health into your body. And if you can relax deeper still, then go there. Just let it go. And if there's any part of your body that you'd like to bring more healing to as you relax, just focus your mind on that part of your body.
And imagine that sun beaming down, bringing warmth and healing energy to that part of your body right now. And then just slowly start to become aware once more of your body lying on your mat. Allow your senses to tune into the space you're in, firstly by listening to the sounds of the room you're in and outside of the room that you're in. Gently bringing some feeling back to your fingers and your toes with some gentle movement. And then maybe just softly starting to open your eyes, visually bringing yourself back into your space. And then really focusing again, tuning into what your body needs from you right now. Take some movements that feel good for you. And in your own time, in your own way, there's no rush. Just slowly make your way back to a seated position.